Hey y'all, it is Crafty Ho here, and I am once again working in my small junk journal. This is just a little junk journal I made ages and ages ago, and I'm trying to fill it up. I really enjoy this size, but all the pages are a little bit different, but I do enjoy how small this is. Now, this is not one of my 100-day project videos. This is, I think I may have done this during my 100-day project. I'm not real sure. It may have been one of the first things I did after. I've lost track now, y'all. I don't even know. I do know that it was inspired by some other YouTube artists I had seen, but unfortunately, it was one of those days where I had, I don't know, binge watched a bunch of different artists and then kind of took some of the techniques I saw in their videos and some of the things I learned from them and threw it in here. So I feel really bad that I can't name those for you. I might try to put some links below because I think I have a vague idea of at least who one of them was. But yeah, I'm sorry. I suck. I have a hard time, especially when I'm just binge watching and letting my YouTube just kind of throw things at me. So, and I kind of went in that downward spiral of just watching. So, anyway, as you saw, this page, I have to tell you, I don't know what the page on the left is, but the page on the right was some super thin scrapbook paper. I was not digging the purple pattern of it, so I decided to cover it up and to make these two pages cohesive. Um, um, I'm covering them all up, just the entire thing, with just some collage papers. These are almost all pages out of old books. There's that one there, I'm really loving it. It's shorthand books. I found some at an estate sale, and I kind of love the odd shapes that peek out from behind that. But then there's just dictionary text and music paper, and I'm just sticking it all down with my Oohoo glue stick. And right now I'm going back through because for some reason I'm really awful about getting glue on those corners. So I'm just going back in and trying to get everything all stuck down. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, this is one of the techniques I saw, and I don't know why it never hit me to try this, but I love it. So I'm using I think it's three different shades. We'll see, three different shades of blue of the Stabilo Woodies. And so I've got the dark blue, the light blue, and then the turquoise. And I am just kind of putting them down. I don't know, maybe I didn't use the turquoise. I don't know. No, I did. Maybe it's four colors. Oh, the light, the medium, dark, and turquoise. Look at me. Um, and so then I kind of just put those, scribbling them down. This is my scribbled page. So I scribbled those down, and then I'm going to take some gesso. This is a Liquitex Basics gesso, so it's not super, super thick. And I put that paper out because I thought I was going to put it down on the paper, but I think at some point here I just changed my mind. And then I've got this brush that's kind of stiff, and that kind of helped, I guess, blend the colors there a little bit. But y'all, look how creamy and yummy this is. I've never tried this before, and I actually forgot that's how I got this color down until I started editing this video, because I was looking at it when I took the pictures and was like, now what colors of paint did I use here? And I didn't use any paint. I used, yeah, so this is super yummy. I'm totally going to try it again. And it looks a little blocky, yeah, there where I'm going over it. But on the page, because of my next technique, you don't really see some of that blockiness. Oh, shoot, I'm getting a text. Okay, sorry. But what I'm doing here is I am taking my Stabilo All pencil in black and just doing a scribble straight across the page. And yeah, so what I'm going to try to do next is take a wet paintbrush and blend that out with water, but I realized that what is that, gesso? My gesso is still wet, and so it's not going anywhere. So I'm going to try this super quick and then come back in here with that wet paintbrush. And the Stabilo, it looks like, soaked into the gesso, so it wasn't moving the way that Stabilo usually does. So I thought for a minute, and I grabbed my Stabilo Woody here and did some scribbles over the top of that. And then I'm going to come in with a it's a, what is that? It's a Dollar Tree brand, the ink brand of a rollerball pen. Now, it sometimes will bleed and sometimes won't. Depends on the page, depends on how long I let it dry. Yeah. So, and then over that, I'm using a little bit more of my Stabilo, and then I'm going to use just a ballpoint pen. It's a real, I don't know, I think it's probably also from the Dollar Tree, but I'm not sure. And that I knew it wouldn't bleed at all. So I'm just getting a few more lines. I wanted some of this to bleed, but I want some of the scribbles there too. So I got all that down. I'm pulling out my wet paintbrush again real quick, and I am, yeah, making it super grungy and yummy, and I love it. I love the way that this line makes you travel across the page. I think it's super awesome, and yeah, ooh, it gives me all the happies. So, but it got a little muddied there. You see, I lost some of my definition. So I'm just going to take a piece of paper. I think it's actually an envelope that I'm just going to press down on top of it to pick up some of the water from that and a little bit of the, I don't know, the pencil, I guess. So, and then I'm going to dry this real quick and get that to stick. So once that was done, I decided I needed something kind of in the background. So I grabbed a spray. That's a Lindy's spray, and I've got it here so I can read the name to you. Is Azure Sea Asters, I think is what it is. And so I'm just going to spray. It's a light blue, and I'm spraying that down. And then the other thing I have is an ink, and it's a Dynaflow ink, and these come in a pack, and I'll link to it if I can find it. Sometimes it's hard to find them, but this color is actually called Periwinkle, but to me it's kind of a dark blue. So I sprayed a little bit of water and used a basic just fan brush. I really like the splatters you can get with a fan brush. I've tried other paint brushes and stuff like that, but the fan brush is, I don't know, it's super consistent for me. I always get splatters the way I want them, so I always try to find that fan brush when I can. But anyway, I just splattered down those two colors that gave me that touch of something else in the background, and then I dry it again. It took a little while to dry that, but I got it. And so the next thing, I decided to brighten this up just a smidge with some titanium white from Lucas Acrylic. And I'm using just kind of a blunt paintbrush and making some marks on either side of the page. Just a little bit of visual interest just to bring some bright into the page. And it also helps because I'm about to put down a sentiment that's on white paper, and that kind of helps incorporate that bright white into the page as well. So here's the sentiment. That is actually I just typed up some words on my computer, y'all, in a font that I liked, and printed those out, and I've been using those on and off. I will try to convert that file into either a PDF or something else like that I can share, maybe below, maybe on the blog. I'm not sure if I can share like a PDF in the description box, but I may put a link to it to my blog and try to put a PDF there if you're interested in printing out those words. I just printed it out on basic copy paper, and because I realized I've printed out things like that from other artists, and I could just make some of my own. Make some of my own, and that's what I did. So I made words that felt right to me. So you can do it yourself, or like I said, I'll try to share that. But this one says make the days count, and I just glued that down with my Uhu glue stick. I had a little trouble getting it to stick. Yeah, and so I'm gonna glue it repeatedly for some reason, and then I'm going to go around it with my Stabilo all pencil. Y'all see, look at, and I don't know if maybe some of that was still wet somehow. I don't know. I was just having trouble. That's just, it could be worse. I could have worse problems than my glue not sticking right. So I am not going to be too upset over that. So I use my wet, I use my Stabilo all to go around that, and then my wet paintbrush to highlight it. And then I used a napkin just to kind of pick up some of the excess water. So, and then I'm coming in with a white Posca paint pen to just make some little dots. Again, I wanted a little brightening of some of that. Some of the background seemed a little dark, and I needed it to have, I don't know, I guess some interest or something. So I'm going to go through all that, and then this page is done. I guess it's not a page. Pages, spread. is done. So I hope I inspired you a little bit that even scribbles can be beautiful in your art journal. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Keep on crafting on, y'all. Bye.